All eyes on me. All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
It's a sunny afternoon to complete round 12 of the Ninja A-League at the home of the Matildas as Melbourne Victory host the Brisbane Roar. It's an away trip that holds no fear factor for the Roar. In fact, they have won their one and only trip away to the home of the Matildas back in October of 2023. Melbourne Victory hoping to eliminate the slip-ups that have allowed Melbourne City to steal a bit of a march on them near the top of the Ninja A-League table, while Brisbane are hoping that with a bit of fixture skew, having served some buys and catch-up games in the future, they can start to win their games in hand and make a concerted push up the table. Referees leading the teams out of the tunnel at the home of the Matildas. It's sunny but cool and windy today. Near perfect conditions for the two sets of players. Brisbane wearing their home orange kits for this one. And you can see how excited the young mascots are too, getting to walk out onto the pitch with some of the stars of the A-League. So, as both teams line up, let's take a look at the selected sides for today. Melbourne Victory make one change to the team that last played on the 27th of December. Taylor Ray comes in for a fourth start of the season. Nikki Flannery is restored to the bench as she overcomes a hamstring concern, but there is no spot in the matchday squad for Grace Ma, dropping out altogether. Rihanna Policina scored against Brisbane Roar in round one and brings excellent form into this game, having scored in her last three Ninja A-League games. Her record is 5 consecutive games with a goal. That was back in 2022. So when she gets on a roll, she is very hard to stop. Taking a look at Brisbane Roar, coming off a 2-2 draw against Wellington last weekend. It is a completely unchanged starting 11 and bench, although that perhaps is reflected by a bit of an injury crisis going on within the Roar at present. We still haven't seen Ruby Cuthbert yet this season, the youngster hoping to make her first appearance of the season, and other young players like Amali Kinsella and Kira Myers will all be hoping that they can get some minutes today for this Roar outfit. Ava Piazza scored a contender for goal of the season last weekend, her first goal in the Ninja A-League. She's played at 3 different clubs already in her fledgling career, just a 10th appearance today for the former Canberra and Newcastle player, and she was also a train-on at Melbourne Victory in the 2022-23 season, so she'll be hoping to prove a point against a team that had her right under their noses a couple of seasons ago. Jeff Hopkins speaking to his assistant Jono Clemente there, mulling over Victory's all-time record, which is 8 wins, 8 draws and 16 defeats against Brisbane, but Hopkins himself was actually in charge for 6 of those wins in the old W League when he was the inaugural manager of the Queensland Roar. Caitlin Williams is today's referee. Assistants are Danielle Anderson and Nicoletta Soteropoulos, and the fourth official is Shabro Shan. Referee waiting for both teams to break out of their huddles. Victory are taking their positions. Roar still huddled by the sideline at present, having one last pep talk. Not from their coach though, he's already taken his seat on the bench, Alex Smith. When Roar won here at the home of the Matildas in October 2023, it was under Gareth McPherson. He would be dismissed 3 games later, and that is when Alex Smith took over, and he continues to this day. That result in round 1 at Spencer Park was the first time he'd overseen a win against the Victory. When Brisbane came to Melbourne last season, it was actually at Amy Park in the very last home and away round, and Momo Hayashi saw a red card in that game. She's got the captain's armband on today, and maybe that little prayer pre-kickoff is an indicator that there won't be a repeat today. So Victory to attack the right of your screens in this first half. You can already see the effect of the wind. It does appear to be favouring the end that Brisbane are attacking in the first 45. as this round 12 match in the Ninja A-League kicks off. Melbourne Victory against the Brisbane Roar. And it's my pleasure to welcome to the broadcast former Matilda and former Brisbane Roar player, Catherine Cannuli. Good afternoon, Knowles.
Good afternoon, Taya. It's always a pleasure to be here alongside you.
You gave me a little nod when I mentioned Jeff Hopkins' time in charge of the Queensland and then the Brisbane Roar in the early years of the W League. Of course, one of those seasons you were playing under his coaching. Yes. Happy memories? They were
great memories. Jeff is a fantastic coach and a fantastic leader, and played a big part for me getting myself back into the Matildas back then. And it's so great to see him have such a great career in the A-League and still doing what he loves, and he's done a fantastic job here at the Melbourne Victory as well.
The two teams that he's got his fingerprints all over. Brisbane Roar through Benty Jansen, one of the goal scorers in that round one contest. Daisy Brown, this is a good opportunity here for the Roar. Oh, Sian Fryer foiled, didn't quite pull the trigger in time before Laura Pickett got across to cover, but good early signs for Brisbane.
Great signs here for Brisbane. It's just disappointing to see Sian not really take a touch towards goal here and really push her foot through it. She was unlucky in that situation. I think it just came a bit too quick for her just then.
So Melbourne Victory on notice. I didn't see who won the coin toss, but you can only assume it's Brisbane, given they've got the wind at their backs and they're looking dangerous in the first minute. And the wind already having a say as it pushes that Alicia Woods corner out at the near post. It's 18 degrees. Forecast top of 21, so even a little bit cooler than anticipated today. But, well, for the sake of the spectacle, we hope the wind doesn't become the third team out there today.
We really do, Taylor. We don't want that wind to really pick up and cause havoc here, but it's a great advantage here for the Brisbane Roar. They really need everything they can at the moment. They've not had a great few weeks. They've had this injury crisis. They're missing, two key players in Tamika Yallop and Grace Kualamu, and also without the likes of Zara Kruger as well. That's three key players within this team that are missing today.
See Daisy Brown, one of the youngsters who's been given an opportunity due to the absences, particularly from the forward line. And she commits a foul here on Claudia Bunge, the Kiwi centre-back. It's just Brown's fourth appearance. She's the Sue Monteith medalist as the reigning player of the season for the Football Queensland Academy. The 19-year-old still taking her first steps in the Ninja A-League. Quite the physical presence though, Catherine. So they've got a target to aim for, her and Benty Jansen, the Dutch attacker, up front. So they'll be hoping that those two can really take the challenge to Victory's tall centre-back pairing of Kayla Morrison and Claudia Bunge today. So we see a back pass to Chloe Lincoln here. Happy to keep the ball on the right side of the penalty area. Drive long onto the head of Morrison. Momo Hayashi with a half volley. Now Rihanna Policina. Alicia Woods takes over in midfield. Here's Ashlyn Miller, the American, coming off her first goal, scored against Wellington last weekend. And now Sian Fryer against Laura Pickett. A big job for Pickett today. Fryer cuts central, now has the Victory midfield to deal with. Holds off Policina and low. Goes back to consolidate with Ava Piazza and Leah Varley. Now Momo Hayashi. And again, the ball flashed through the left. All roads leading to Sian Fryer for the Brisbane Roar attack at the moment. It's got support from Miller. The cut back here. Fryer trying to square it to Amy Bedwin. And Victory clear. Roar definitely taking the game to Victory in these early minutes though. Sophia Sakalis, it's a pass that's misdirected, intercepted by Ashlyn Miller. Momo Hayashi. Well, Victory chasing shadows at the moment. Brisbane trying to consolidate. Mariana Seidel. And Holly Furphy is blown up for a foul right in front of the Brisbane bench, and they show encouragement there, but Furphy not as convinced. So that call comes and goes. Brisbane have the free kick. Seidel. Morrison rises to the header, and it's another foul. Brisbane advancing the ball one free kick at a time.
can see here, Brisbane Roar just trying to get the ball forward.
Interesting that I'm sure there are Canberra fans who would be thinking of the late penalty shout they had against Western Sydney Wanderers last week, where Poppy Hooks won a header and then used the arm to clatter Bethany Gordon in a similar fashion. Outside the penalty area, it's a very easy foul. And in the end, the referee decided a drop ball, not a foul. So there you go. Deciding that Morrison won the header legally and the contact was incidental. See the ball hold up in the wind. Kennedy White, first touch for the victory centre forward. Polisina trying to pick the pocket of Mariana Seidel. And the ball bounces out. Laura Pickett playing it right back for victory today. We've seen her at centre back when either Bunge or Morrison have been off the pitch, but now we've got another head knock, and it is just the referee checking here on Kennedy White. No free kick given, so it's going to be another drop ball in Brisbane's possession this time. White, who did score against Brisbane in round one, a match that Victory trailed 1-0, led 2-1, and then Brisbane Roar came back to win 3-2 with 2 significant lightning delays as well in that game. Today's conditions promising no such repeat, as Momo Hayashi is asking why there wasn't a free kick. She was knocked to the ground. Haven't seen Alani Janchevsky involved until this throw in here. Puts it straight onto the head of Medwin. Nodded back out from the same direction it came in. Janchevsky, a lower throw this time. Polisina tried to turn and face and is able to get the better of a couple of defenders. And, well, Medwin recovering, but only at the expense of conceding a corner kick. And so Victory have a set-piece opportunity here. And in this situation, does it mean it's a guaranteed outswinger, or do you still try to bend it in, even though you're going against the wind?
I think here you can still try to bend it in. I don't think it's a guaranteed outswinger, because you know you're going against it here, but you still got your set pieces in what you're doing. You can see here with Polisina going short.
Oh, Janchevsky, a left-footed delivery instead, and the header skims to Bunge at the back post. Bunge clips it high. Polisina on an acute angle is looking for a teammate with the cross. Varley's header, and now Janssen helping out, and the Roar will clear their lines. We've seen that centre-back link-up, Bunge heading to Morrison and vice versa on so many occasions against so many opponents, but Brisbane Roar stand tall and are able to defend the first corner of the game.
Brisbane Roar's done really well there. They've dealt really well with Polisina going short there and looking, obviously, to put the ball into that dangerous area, but it's important, especially in the first 10 minutes of the game, is to keep yourself locked on and focused and making sure that, you know, you're ticking all those boxes. And especially the Brisbane Roar have started really well today as well.
Some of their passing combinations, they can see why they kept exactly the same 11 to the one that drew with Wellington last weekend. That match at Redcliffe. Polisina setting a task here for Kennedy White, and across comes Leah Varley to put the ball out.
It's great to see the Brisbane Roar, even though that they do have key players out of this team, that Alex Smith has stuck to his principles and his philosophy in the way that he likes to play, and that's something that the Brisbane Roar have really done since the addition of Alex Smith. They like to put the ball on the ground, they like to play those combination based, possession-based footballing team, and at times they look really, really good on the ball.
You see Sakalis shielding the eyes from the sun there, and not able to judge a bouncing ball that may well have looped over her head regardless. Piazza. Taking over possession is Daisy Brown. Very good control. Lost a couple of players and bought a bit of space. Medwin does similar, but only to go backwards. Hayashi given away. Janchevsky can't spot up Kennedy White with the pass. Medwin trying to clear, but only as far as Pickett. Plays it into the middle. Rachel Lowe nods it back to Claudia Bunge. Now Pickett again. Furphy. Still trying to get into the game, Holly Furphy. On the right wing, and here she goes. First real opportunity to move at the defence, but she goes sideways. Here's Policina, the long shot's on, catches a big deflection, handball shouts, play continues in the meantime. Furphy's cross, cleared by Piazza, and as far as Lowe. And Pickett is nudged off the ball by Sian Fryer. Inside to Ashlyn Miller, now Raw countering. Victory have got their defence back though. Betty Jansen bides her time and then gets wrapped up in a tackle by Morrison. And now the follow-up goes high and wide. Let's take another look at the handball rules. Oh, when you talk about an unnatural position for an arm, you call it, Catherine, you be the ref.
I think you got to let that one go. She's sort of...
Scarecrow?
Yeah, it's a bit of a scarecrow fix there. It's a difficult one for the referee to make that decision on the run there. But what I can say is that Brisbane Roar cannot allow Rihanna Policina time and space in and around that box to be able to take a strike on goal that easily.
Very difficult to assess exactly where that shot may have been going. And if Chloe Lincoln may have had it covered regardless, but Policina was right there, had the referee within earshot, and Caitlin Williams remained unmoved. What did you make of the Brisbane counter-attack? I mean, they were at the feet of Fryer, looking quite promising there.
It looked great. In the beginning, it looked great. They broke quite quickly. I think once they went out into that right wing area, they sort of started to break down. They didn't have more numbers going forward. And, you know, credit to Melbourne Victory getting numbers back behind the ball as well.
Here's Piazza. Medwin, first time pass, wins a throw in. So that's a look at the Varley defending, legal in the eyes of the referee. Jansen turns. Brown to Hayashi. Now Daisy Brown, straight at the goalkeeper, but a shot on target, forcing a save from Courtney Newbon. Brown showing what she's capable of. And the home fans find their voice as Policina is knocked over by Mariana Seidel. An apology came immediately from the American defender. Policina maybe taking a bump to back of the head. Here's Taylor Ray on the ball. It's perhaps what Victory need more of. Ray and Lowe in possession. It feels as though both have been passing backwards rather than forwards when we've seen them in possession. Sakalis on the wing. Lowe makes a run. Good proactive play from Rachel Lowe, but Leah Varley comes across, makes a contest and gets back to her feet well, stifling Lowe. And the ball is ushered out of play for a Victory throw-in. See, Alana Janchevsky a little indecisive about where to throw the ball. Kennedy White being worn closely by Momo Hayashi. And then Jansen with a misplaced pass that means Janchevsky will do it all again. It's another short throw in. Sakalis, Janchevsky, Taylor Ray. Tries to force a forward pass and Alicia Woods intercepts. Miller sweeping the ball across the pitch. Sian Fryer waiting for the burst of acceleration to appear, and well, by the time it appeared, Laura Pickett had done very well to outbody her off the ball. Fryer can show a little bit of frustration, but the attack has to reset. Miller. And then the ball finds its way out. Woods back to Piazza at the centre of defence. Haven't seen a great deal of this Brisbane passing around their back line. They've been pretty quick to try and move the ball into the midfield third. Trying to pin Victory in their defence. Hasn't really given us an opportunity to assess how eagerly Victory are pressing so far. Moments like this have been hairy but short-lived, and again, Brisbane are able to work it out, albeit with a slip in there. And eventually they yield possession. What do you make of the tactical battle unfolding?
I think at the moment you can see that Brisbane Roar are trying to be calm on the ball, trying to move that ball, especially through Hayashi through the middle. You can see at the moment she's the one that's really pulling all the strings and trying to look for Sian Fryer in that left wide area. But the problem is once Sian does get on the ball, she doesn't have numbers around her and she's quite isolated.
Here's Sakalis on the opposite wing. Victory's winger puts it in, and it's going to be another corner. Second of the game coming up for the home side. Varley quick to tie up her shoelace. A young woman from Finley in southern New South Wales. Policina going over to take the corner kick. So the first corner of the game ended up on the head of Claudia Bunge, but Brisbane were able to clear. Kayla Morrison is on a 16-game run without scoring, which is the longest she's gone without a goal in her 95-game Ninja A-League career. Watch out for the captain then. Policina hangs it high. Morrison did win the first header. Hayashi clears, and then Rachel Lowe trying to recreate the goal that won her goal of the year in 2021-22. Sends that one over the bar.
We know that Rachel Lowe does have the technical ability to be able to hit those first time. I've seen it time and time again. I had her as a youngster at the Western Sydney Wanderers. She's a fantastic talent and, again, a player that can really hit those nice and sweet.
Victory pressing Brisbane very high. Lincoln takes preventative measures, clears the ball to a halfway line where Bunge is trying to return it. Kennedy White outpointed in the air by Varley. Now Laura Pickett retrieves possession. Intercepted by Seidel. But immediately has Rachel Lowe for company, and Victory win the ball back. Courtney Newbon, well, lost the ball between the feet there, but fortunately for her, no one from Brisbane pressing too earnestly. Now we get to see Brisbane perhaps standing off here. They're not going to engage in a press too high. Now Momo comes up and just tries to give Victory the hurry up here. And just the presence of Momo Hayashi created some panic. And now the ball has been spilled. Janssen turns at the edge of the box, and Newbon makes a good save. Janssen not able to put it wide of the keeper, and Courtney Newbon's reflexes were sharp.
Great qualities there by Momo Hayashi. Just the understanding, the way that she read to be able to intercept that ball at the right time, so right place, right time. The way she's initiated that press to be able to give Janssen the opportunity. It's a massive opportunity there for the Brisbane Roar.
Isn't it amazing that one player, just their presence created panic? You could see it unfold before our eyes, and Momo was the player to go and make something happen for Brisbane.
But have you seen the way that Momo actually does it? She waits until that perfect timing to be able to jump in at the right time, to be able to put the player under pressure, to be able to initiate that press, which is, it's fantastic. Just shows what type of quality of player she is.
And now from deep in midfield, Hayashi, a slice clearance, and I'm sure Newbon would be legally able to put hands on it without it being called a back pass, but she's not going to take that risk. So Victory look at a similar picture to the one they had before, and they're not going to dawdle in their defensive third to find out when Momo's going to come for them again. This time Morrison runs almost up to halfway and is clattered by Ava Piazza. Just a telling off. Here's another look at that press.
So great here by Momo, the way that she's jumped in to be able to initiate that and knows, understand the timing of when to go. It's fantastic for Brisbane Roar to have a player like her on their team. when we talk about leaders and someone that actually can lead from the front, Momo Hayashi is one of those players, and it's really important right now, more than ever, especially losing a leader like Tamika Yallop that really pulls the string on the pitch. I think Momo Hayashi now, it's the time for her to be able to step up in this role.
Victory looking for their left side to step up, but Sakalis' pass is intercepted and cleared. Ashlyn Miller. Now Medwin. Able to slip past Janchevsky, but not for long. Taylor Ray stepped in to win the ball back. It is worth mentioning that Hayashi did return to the Brisbane team at the centre of defence and then has moved into midfield. Ava Piazza is one of the players that's moved into centre back, and Mariana Seidel has returned to the Brisbane team to bolster their defensive stocks, and it's released Hayashi back into midfield, and we're seeing the benefits of it. And Holly Furphy, for the second time in this game, believes that she hasn't committed a foul, but the referee thinks otherwise.
I think a bit of frustration here from Holly Furphy at the moment. I think Melbourne Victory are really struggling to get themselves into this game at the moment.
Just haven't seen a great deal when they've been in possession. They've looked more dangerous pressing raw than perhaps creating on their own accord. Bouncing ball here, cleared by Claudia Bunge. Woods. Back pass. Varley clears. And there just wasn't enough on it that it would bounce back to the keeper on its own, so Morrison makes a certainty of it and nods it back to Courtney Newbon. See the roar of committed numbers forward here, so Morrison's got to go. Underhit pass. Sakalis does well to stop Hayashi taking over. Now the return ball here, hugging the line and tailing out in the end. So about a quarter of the way through the day's action, you can see the shot count there. Brisbane 5-2, scoreless at the home of the Matildas. Victory can draw level with Melbourne City on points today with a win, but City would have 3 games in hand. Brisbane can jump to 13 points and a spot in the top 6 if they win today. And that would be with a game in hand on Wellington, 2 games in hand on Perth, and 3 in hand on the Mariners and the Victory. So they've got a bit of catching up to do, but they've had their bye. They had a postponed game against Sydney FC, which is now dropped in February. Home fans identifying that the Victory need a bit of a lift here. So encouragement coming from the sideline. Holly Furphy wins a show of strength, but showed too much of the ball to Seidel. Chloe Lincoln takes a touch wide and is almost able to stick a pass to Betty Jansen. Sakalis return ball to Janchevsky. Amy Medwin right on her case, but it will be Victory's throw. Janchevsky tries to get a long throw going and buys 10 metres. Now Policina presents for the ball, but a loose touch gives it back to Brisbane. Woods. Miller, well, Rachel Lowe is great at robbing players from the blind side. Case in point right there. Victory win possession back. Kennedy White leaves the ball with Sophia Sakalis, who maybe went to ground a little easily for the referee's liking. Medwin. Here's Daisy Brown. Piazza. Back to Leah Varley. Varley saw Woods in the midfield, but gaps are being closed, and Woods now turns and faces Policina. Furphy's lurking, but just enough on the pass to find Seidel. Woods able to emerge onto the head of Pickett. Brown. Woods heavily involved in this phase of play. Sends it over to the right. Oh, the touch was crucial. Medwin not able to run onto it, and Janchevsky clears.
You can hear the screams there from the sideline to change the point of attack there for the Brisbane Roar.
Am I being too nitpicky to suggest that neither team has put enough thought into what they're doing with throw-ins as and you can call them a set piece when you're deep in attack and you have a long throw specialist, but it just feels as though teams are getting trapped, as we see a free kick here, in routines of throw-in clearance, and they don't have designed ways to get the ball moving from a throw-in when they're stuck out wide.
Absolutely, Teo, and you can see here that, you know, we've lost a lot of possession from both teams in throw-ins, where it's an easy way to be able to keep possession, to be able to change the point of attack, and to have set plays in throw-ins now. It's a key part of the game as you start to go to that next level as well and start to unlock different things.
I mean, here, Victory have turned their own throw-in into now quite a dangerous free kick they have to defend. And with the wind at their backs, Raw could potentially turn this into anything. It's lifted high, Newbon is backtracking, and that one over the crossbar, just catching a little bit of the top of the net, and the free kick ultimately does not bear fruit for Brisbane. Janchevsky down the line. Sakalis. Path blocked by Hayashi. Piazza. Medwin. Now Victory have themselves a throw. You see Policina proactively takes the ball from the ball kid, tries to take the throw in, and the fastidiousness of the referee insists that it comes back and the throw in is taken from precisely where the ball went out. So Janchevsky will take it inside the defensive half. And so Victory are back in a trap they've found themselves in a few times through the first 28 minutes. Can Policina extract them from it? Yes, she can. Great footwork. Plays it through the left channel. White, shoulder to shoulder against Varley, and the whistle goes.
Just on that throw in there, Teo, you can see the qualities in Policina, the way that she uses her body to protect the ball.
A bit of a risk here from playing out, but the Raw through Seidel have made it work. Set quite the task for Miller, and Taylor Ray puts it out for a throw in front of the stand. Ashlyn Miller, who's played it right back in games this season. She's playing in a midfield role today. Seeing Amy Medwin as the right back for Brisbane this afternoon, and Mariana Seidel at left back. So Alex Smith continues to shuffle the pack, trying to find the best position for his players. Medwin, who's capably played as a left back plenty of times over her career, which was previously at Western United before joining Brisbane for this season. Pickett, underhit pass, Woods. Well, slipped at the key moment, and Victory have got numbers. Kennedy White coming deep to retrieve the ball. Tries to slide through low. Furphy's on, further over on the right. All about the delivery from Furphy. Oh, and she almost went direct. I don't think Chloe Lincoln got a touch. It's a goal kick, and Holly Furphy grazing the frame of the goal.
It's great vision there to be able to pick out Furphy here, just the way she's turned, and I think Furphy's gone more for that cross than the strike, but very unlucky there.
Furphy, who hasn't scored a goal yet this season. It's now 18 games since her last goal, but she does have 4 assists. So playing as a winger, she has been a good provider this season. Janchevski seizing on a pass, but had Medwin there for company the whole way. Jansen, Medwin, Daisy Brown, a tough task against Bunge. Half an hour ticks by without a goal. Seidel's pass, seized upon by Rachel Lowe. Now Janchevski. Here's Sakalis on the wing. Opens up some space. Well behind Kennedy White, though. The follow-up, Laura Pickett pushing forward the right back. Now Taylor Ray feeds it back out to the left. Sakalis again. Resumes her duel with Medwin. Sakalis, low pass. Policina with it all to do. And a good tackle from Varley to knock it off the feet of Rihanna Policina. Janchevski the throw-in, down the line. Kennedy White, the intended target. Able to make the most of it with a burst of acceleration. The cross was low and blocked. Piazza, and now Woods. Too many nibbles at the ankles of Kennedy White. And she draws a free kick.
You can see here the first one, they get away with that first one, then the second one. It's just too obvious there to be able to give that one away too easily. You don't need to draw a foul there. You're easy just pushing them back towards the line. It's a dangerous area. You know the type of qualities that the Melbourne Victory have got, especially in this range here.
It's a packed penalty area. Chloe Lincoln, the goalkeeper, standing on her near post. Victory's two players over the ball are Rihanna Policina. Oh, Janchevski breaks away. So just Policina. A drifting cross, a header from Morrison, and a comfortable save for Lincoln. According to minds about where to distribute. Decides to roll it out short instead. Do Raw have the numbers to escape their attacking half here? They're going to move it back to Piazza. Now Hayashi. Medwin. Given away. Sakalis. Brisbane getting back in numbers. You see the midfield all moving back to cover, and they might. Well, no, they can't. Taylor Ray got to the ball first. Now Furphy gives Seidel the slip. Seidel went to ground, and then across came a bit of cover in the form of Sean Fry to help out the defence. Victory taking over territorially at the moment. But we know Brisbane are quick and they can hit on the counter. Pickett, Furphy tries to drive it across first time, and it's blocked away. Again, a throw-in is where the game just hits pause as Victory ponder what to do. Furphy draws the free kick from Fryer. Well, they are circling around the edges here, side to side on the penalty area, drawing fouls, threatening crosses, but they just need the killer blow here.
Alex Smith will be disappointed with this. You don't need to be giving away silly free kicks, especially again in these dangerous areas. We know how good Janchevski, Policina is on the ball. They've also got plenty of threat in the box, plenty of height, plenty of quality as well, and you don't want to be giving it away so cheaply.
Janchevski's been shown the top right corner. Does she go direct? No, looking for a teammate instead. Morrison nods it down, blocked by Jansen and cleared.
Structure!
So even though the ball is living down at Victory's attacking end, Raw have had all the answers in the defence so far. Just over 10 minutes of regulation until half-time. Policina able to buy a corner from a touch off Amy Medwin. Well, Raw have got a very tall team, so they're getting well drilled on some of these defensive set-piece situations.
They sure are, Teo, but there's only so long that you can keep weathering the storm at this stage.
Plenty of numbers in the 6-yard box. Polisina. Another drifter that's holding up low. Attempts a volley. Varley was out quickly to block. Bunge against Varley. Taylor Ray had stayed back. Did everyone stay on side is the question. Polisina blocked away. Again, shouts for handball, but Medwin, priority number 1 is to drive it into touch to safety. Brisbane Roar, they are absorbing pressure. They haven't quite launched a counter-attack yet, but just feels like we're working towards a full field counter if Victory drop their guard here. They're the ones that can sniff a goal. What Brisbane Roar need is one good outlet pass and they might be away. Or a defensive mishap here. Bunge is having none of it. Furphy, good strength. And tries to take on Seidel, but Seidel won't be beaten. And Furphy's got to be careful now. That's 3 fouls by my count. All of them at least spaced a little bit far apart for maybe the referee to book her for persistent fouling just yet.
She won't get away with too many more than that. Again, silly foul there by Furphy. A bit of frustration, I think, as well. Not getting the outcomes that she likes, that she normally gets.
Hayashi, a forceful back pass, but deflects off her own teammate here. Lincoln. And the shouts of leave it. Victory watch it bounce right to the coach, Jeff Hopkins. Off the head of Fryer, and then off, must have been off Hayashi because it's Victory's throw. Kennedy White. So Victory have gone from halfway to level with the box in the space of a couple of throw-ins, as the shadows are just starting to creep out towards the playing arena. Here's Hayashi. The pass was interrupted by the backtracking Kennedy White. Taylor Ray through a gap, found Polisina and knew that Furphy was on. Furphy steps away from Fryer. Holding the ball up, waiting for Pickett in support. Pickett, tried to get around Seidel, but the American stood up and took the ball away. Hayashi. Taylor Ray putting herself in the right spot to stop any Brisbane counter. Piazza, Woods. Now Jansen. Can Brisbane go? No, they're happy to play it back to the centre of defence. Woods and just a casual pass that bounced awkwardly for Medwin. And Melbourne Victory stay in their attacking half. Anchevsky waits for Rachel Lowe to present for the ball, and that is neatly worked. A 1-2 now to the feet of Sakalis. Better from the Victory. Polisina in the pocket, shut down immediately. Outstepped Seidel. Sends it to Sian Fryer on the left, but the body language says it all. Nothing on ahead of play. So back to Hayashi. Miller to Hayashi. Crossfield pass again. Amy Medwin's getting a few hospital balls out there, but was able to trap that one and keep the attack going. Woods. Miller. And now Fryer. Still Sian Fryer. Squares it. Jansen. 3 defenders to look at. Daisy Brown holds it up here. Keeps the attack going. Ashlyn Miller. Victory just can't put a foot on it. The cross comes in from Miller, and it's behind for a corner off Janchevsky. And Brisbane's turn now to ask some questions of the Victory defence.
You can see here, Daisy Brown's done really well to hold up that ball and get the ball out into that wide area. Great ball into the box here, and just unfortunate that it doesn't land for a Brisbane Roar player there, but they've done well to weather this storm against the Victory at the moment and get themselves back up the pitch again.
Just their second corner, attacking the wind-assisted end of the home of the Matildas. In swinger from Seidel, and that one could have nestled inside the far post. It did not take a touch from anyone. Straight out for a goal kick.
That's a quality corner there by Seidel. Great technique, and unfortunate not to have anyone at that back post there, and a quality corner there.
So into the last 5 minutes of regulation in this first half. Brisbane starting to bite back. They've absorbed a lot from victory, but can they now own these final minutes before the break? I feel like scoring first could be pretty important today. Ray skimming off the head, Pickett nodded it a little aimlessly. It's seized upon by Brown. Forward comes Medwin. Medwin working with Brown. Here's Jansen. And Jansen was trying to drag the ball on and just escaped her possession, meaning victory can clear into their attacking half. Sakalis shows a clean pair of heels out on the wing. And she's done well to earn a foul here from Alicia Woods. Woods is arguing it was 50-50, but I think Sakalis, just the angle the referee was on, she saw a shirt grab. And that's the free kick.
Sakalis has done well here. She's gotten the ball. She's taken it at speed, and Woods there just doing a little bit too much, a bit more aggressive on the ball there, pulling Sakalis down and drawing the free kick.
So they've had corners, they've had free kicks close to the area. This is more of a mid-ranger, a bit further out than anything they've had so far in the half. Maybe a change of angle could work wonders for victory here. Will it be the right foot of Polisina or the left foot of Janchevski? I think Janchevski's leaving the scene. It will be Polisina. Lincoln lured out, but a good defensive header away from Medwin. Means the goalkeeper wasn't required. And the ball is cleared by Miller.
Structure!
You can see the balls that are getting put into the box. They are lofty. They are getting held up by the wind there as well. It's going to be a big difference in the second half if they continue to get these free kicks.
It's a great point. Just feels as though so many of the corners and free kicks have been floaters in this first half of Melbourne victory. And they might be able to deliver with far more zip with the wind at their backs, assuming it continues into the second half. Woods. Here's Jansen. Tries to play Chanthra through the middle. Great tackle from Claudia Bunge. Just when it looked like Fryer had stolen a march on the victory defence. The Kiwi international kept her feet and won the ball. Now Taylor Ray down the right sideline. Oh, too much from Kennedy White. And the whistle goes in Brisbane's favour as she fouls Mariana Seidel. Knowles as a centre forward, you must hate to see tackles like that. Textbook from Claudia Bunge.
I can't tell you how much, as a striker, you hate when a defender intercepts and tackles so strong like that, where you go flying. It's not a great feeling, but what a fantastic tackle there by Bunge. Just quality. She's just so calm. She keeps her eye on the ball. Sian Fry's trying to, weave her way through, and just a quality tackle there. It just goes to show, she's a stalwart there for Melbourne victory at the back, and a great defender.
So Alicia Woods, Raw with the wind at their backs here, expected to dip, and, well, it didn't quite accelerate off the bounce the way Raw might have hoped. That one across the face of goal and out. So a missed set-piece opportunity there for Brisbane. How many minutes of stoppage at the end of the first half? How closely was the referee watching every time the ball went out for a throw-in, keeping time on the clock? Polisina, high ball, Furphy outpointed in the air. Second ball is on here, Laura Pickett in an acre of space, plays the pass to Furphy. Rachel Lowe working wide. Lowe back to Pickett. Pickett heard the shout from Claudia Bunge. just the one additional minute at the end of the first half. One more minute for the Roar with the wind at their backs. Can they strike in first half stoppage time? Releasing Amy Medwin might be a good start. Medwin controls the ball well. Now accelerating forward. Ray did enough to put off Brown. Morrison, it's a back pass on target. Newbond's got to be careful. The clearance far from convincing, but Fryer can't capitalise on it, and Bunge clears. White brings the ball down and is able to turn and go here. Victory with seconds left to play with at the end of the half. Kennedy White blocked at the edge of the box. Good tackle from Seidel. Now Hayashi pops it over the top. Fryer is going to run this down here. What's on in the middle, though, for Sian Fryer? It's all Victory at present. Now a bit of support has arrived. Janssen. Morrison judges a half volley. The minute of stoppage is up, and that tackle from Sophia Sakalis might be enough to get Victory to half-time. Indeed it is. Well, a game that feels like it is teetering in the balance at present hasn't given us a goal, but not for a lack of trying. A very interesting tactical battle, and expect it to look very different in the second half when Victory are the ones with the wind at their backs and the Roar are the ones forging into it. Yanchevsky and Sakalis, Victory's left flank, say well done, the clean sheet's intact. But the likes of Momo Hayashi will have grander plans than settling for our current score, which is Melbourne Victory 0, Brisbane Roar 0. So, Catherine Cannulli, if we look at just the highlights, I would put it to you that maybe Brisbane had the better clear-cut chances to score, even though Victory seemed to dominate a lot of possession and territory.
I have to agree with you, Teo. And there's this first chance that came for Brisbane Roar nice and early. Sian Fryer, disappointed that she didn't get more out of this, but fantastic strike none the least. And then the other end, you see Rihanna Policina here again. You can't leave her time and space in these dangerous areas. Bit of a penalty shout there from the Melbourne Victory. But again, this game has had everything that we wanted from the start.
And now this chance here, engineered by Momo Hayashi and Benti Janssen, put a shot on target, but didn't make the goalkeeper work.
Again, a quality press there by the Brisbane Roar, really worked out, something that's off the training pitch, you can see straight away. And Janssen here gets the opportunity to try and get the Roar one up, but that can't put it in the back of the net there.
And then you see this opportunity here. Victory were breaking into space. Holly Furphy at the end of the chain, and this caught the woodwork.
I think this one was a bit of a shot cross here, Teo, that you can see from Furphy. But again, I think Brisbane Roar with the more of the clear-cut chances in the first half.
Here are the underlying numbers. Victory shading possession, just the 3 shots on target so far. 5 fouls each. There has been a little start-stop at times, but no one has gone into the referee's book. Plenty more to unfold in this match, which at halftime is scoreless. Stay with us. We'll be back on the other side of this short break. If you're eagle-eyed, you may spot the Matildas coach sitting in the back row of the stands there, speaking to Victory Director of Football, John Diddlitzer. Half-time at the home of the Matildas, and it's Melbourne Victory 0, Brisbane Roar 0. So, one of the marquee players of the Ninja A-League this season has been Subitra Bandari Samba. She's been able to ignite the league and thrill us. Sadly, she is out for the rest of the season with injury, but it's time to take a look at the effect and the impact that Samba has had in her time in the league on the pitch.
Football Park in Western Sydney is affectionately known by locals as Wonderland, but when Wellington Phoenix came to town, it was Samba Land. More than 1,600 fans rolled up to catch a glimpse of their hero.
She's born in Nepal, so anyone from Nepal is always good.
And we support Samba.
And she is the beacon of hope in Nepalese women's football, and she's here doing amazing thing, being the lethal striker she's meant to be.
I'm also from Nepal. We love her too.
And after scoring a brace in Wellington's record 7-0 demolition of Sydney last time out, hopes were high Samba would add to her tally. Amongst the faithful was the state's honorary consul of Nepal, who brought along his family to witness football royalty in the flesh.
She is the first player of Nepalese origin to be in A-League. We're so proud of her. You can see, I think probably half of the crowd has, come here to attend the event. Of course, but because of Samba, right? You can see young kids who are born here, especially Nepalese origin kids, and other kids as well, what it means to them. Like when they see crowd, when they see support, I think that really encourages them, inspires them.
Once the match kicked off, the crowd cheered every one of Samba's touches, and they didn't have to wait long for her to make a meaningful impact.
Dropping to Samba, and it's Emma Main who's on the spot, can steer it into the back of the net for the Wellington Phoenix.
Early in the second half, Samba delivered what they all came to see.
Searching for a Phoenix shirt. Samba falls to her perfectly, and it's Samba on the spot.
Moments later, she was in the thick of the action once again.
Samba, great speed, centering pass to Emma Main, and for her second of the afternoon.
Full time brought another groundswell of emotion and celebration as Wellington retained the coveted Sister City Cup against the Wanderers. Plus, a chance for the adoring crowd to meet their idol. Autographs, selfies, and photo opportunities continued for almost an hour after sealing the win. Samba intent on giving back to every one of her supporters in Sydney's West, a dedication admired by her coach.
I think you can see what she brings to the league. I think for us it helps us on the road, right? It feels like we've got that home support. She looked electric tonight. I think she doesn't just score goals, she causes havoc for her backline. I think sometimes that brings other players into the game, and she's super humble, and I think that's a great quality for a top player. I think it was very forward thinking from the club to support a recruitment for someone as good as Samba, and to know that she's at this club for 2 years is excellent.
So the sky is the limit for Samba and her loving fans, as the Knicks set their sights on a maiden finals appearance in their 5th season in the Ninja A-League.
And as Brisbane fans would know, sadly, Samba limped out of their match at Redcliffe last week. It was that collision. You see Chloe Lincoln diving and Samba, the right leg planting and twisting, and sadly, a torn ACL graft, a new meniscal tear, and a rehab. It's the 3rd time Samba will need a knee reconstruction for a torn ACL, which is very sad, but unfortunately, it means she won't be back until next season, the 2nd year of her contract. Joe Wondamuro still in eager discussion, maybe discussing the tactics for what we'll see on the other side of this short break when the second half resumes between Victory and Brisbane. Live pictures from the home of the Matildas. Just Courtney Newbon of the two competing teams back out on the pitch for now, and the fans refinding their seats as the second half is not far away. Melbourne Victory 0, Brisbane Roar 0. Here's what it could mean on the table today. Melbourne Victory could jump up level with Melbourne City on points, and for the Brisbane Roar, they could jump to 13. So that would be a spot in the top 6. And Catherine Cannulli, as you rejoin me, that is ahead of Newcastle taking on Sydney FC at Leichhardt Oval on Tuesday. Newcastle beaten in the F3 derby yesterday. Sydney FC a 0-0 draw against Adelaide on Friday night. So a quick turnaround for both teams. Sydney FC that extra day's rest, but pretty important game, and it means with some of the catch-up matches to balance out the games played on the ladder, we're going to have midweeks pretty much rolling all the way through until the end of February.
I've absolutely loved all the A-League action across the men's and the women's games. This is one of the best times of the year with so much football on TV to be able to catch all this action, and especially here in the Ninja A-League. The way that the ladder sits at the moment, you want to start to see these couple of games that are in hand at the moment to see how it starts to pan out over the next 3 to 4 weeks. It's some exciting stuff ahead.
So that one is at Leichhardt Oval on Tuesday. Jump on the A-League's website for all the fixture details, especially if you are watching in a different time zone to Australian Eastern Daylight Time, which of course all our Brisbane-based fans of the Roar are doing themselves. They're back out in their positions on the pitch. Melbourne Victory still huddled up. It doesn't look like either side is readying a substitution at the start of the second half here. A 0-0 game. And you can just see even from the shirts and the hair of the players, Catherine, that the wind hasn't eased off. It's still blowing a gale, and now it's Victory who have the wind at their backs in this second half.
It really is, and it can play a massive part in the game, and you can see now the Victory will have that in their possession, and will be able to be a big asset to them. It will be interesting to see how they start these first 5 minutes, where they do tend to just turn the Brisbane Roar around.
So that whistle gets us underway at the start of the second half of this Ninja A-League contest. Melbourne Victory 0 and Brisbane Roar 0 at the start of the second half. And straight away, Brisbane have won a throw over on the outer side. And Sian Fryer goes and picks up the ball. Decides to lob it in the direction of Ashlyn Miller, but Holly Furphy is there to take over possession. Back to Laura Pickett. Now Taylor Ray, Victory passing in close quarters. Rachel Lowe trying to release Kennedy White. And runs into Mariana Seidel, and the assistant referee perhaps right to flag. Right in front of the assistant. Free kick given. Brisbane quick to play the ball. Varley back out to Seidel. Varley again, left-footed clearance. Straight onto the head of Laura Pickett, who's pressed up the wing here, the right back. But nibbling away, it's another free kick. This time Sian Fryer. Looking a little bit proppy, Fryer. Well, watch this space. Not great for the Roar winger, who was part of course, the Matildas Olympic squad, but wasn't in the most recent Matildas camp. Catherine Cannulli, can you identify anything from another closer look there?
It looked like a bit of a knee knock there.
And now a free kick at the other end. So a bit of an inauspicious start to the second half. 3 fouls in the first 100 seconds. Hopefully both teams can find some flowing football before too long. Claudia Bunge with a long ball. Ashlyn Miller. Now Alicia Woods to Momo Hayashi. Crossfield pass to Medwin. Amy Medwin against Alana Janchevsky, and Janchevsky wins the ball, and there's a bit of afters. Medwin with a grab of the shirt to concede a free kick. And the stop-start nature of the second half continues.
Medwin and Janchevsky here in a little bit of a battle, and Janchevsky a little bit frustrated there and just pushes her off and gets her away.
Free kick taken long, second ball, Kennedy White. Has help from Rachel Lowe. Lowe to Sakalis. Varley breaks out to right back. Clearance into the midfield. Taylor Ray. White holds the ball up for Policina. Now Furphy at the edge of the box. Blocked away. Good tackle from Seidel. Then to Janssen. Fouled by Janchevsky. Janchevsky giving it back after being fouled herself a moment ago.
You can see Janchevsky here finds herself in this tackle. She knows she can't allow Janssen to get out of it there and has to draw that foul.
Sean Fryer looking better now. Trying to find top speed here. Slides it in at the near post for Miller. And as Victory, in their desperation to concede a corner, gift the ball back to Brisbane Roar. Here's Miller now. He's going to take a shot, and just a drifter that Newbon is able to reach out and claim. If anything, instead of a shot, that was slowly turning into a cross to Medwin.
You can see she's in two minds here. She's looking whether she's going to that far post, but when you're going against the wind in these conditions as well, if you are going to strike the ball from that distance, you've really got to get your head over the ball and put your foot right through it.
Woods looking for a gap. Morrison closes it down. Still plenty to do here for Morrison. Now low. Morrison able to turn and face. Hits the sideline. And Sakalis, no room to work with. We've got to play it down. We've got conjecture over whose thrown it is. Brisbane have got the nod. Janchevsky in a tangle this time with Daisy Brown. And Janchevsky's able to turn, but not clear. Sakalis trying to help out now. And Brisbane Roar have won themselves a throw-in, level with the penalty area.
Daisy Brown done really well there. Doesn't draw that foul, just stays on her feet, just trying to keep Janchevsky from being able to, fall over or be able to draw that foul there. And she's kept Victory here now in this dangerous area. The Roar looking to lock him in and not allow him to get out of here.
So Janchevsky throws down the line. Woods rises highest to the header. Taylor Ray. Ball bounces, and setting herself for the header is Mariana Seidel. Here's Ashlyn Miller. Does a full spin and then feeds the ball to Sean Fryer. Fryer cuts inside onto her right foot and feeds the ball back out of the area. Jumping up trying to intercept the pass was Pickett, but can only put it back out for a throw. Fryer. Taylor Ray guarding this time, and Fryer is ushered away from the penalty area. Seidel concedes ground back into the defensive half. Leah Varley. Mariana Seidel now in a bit of space. Space to swing in across. The volley from Morrison was a little tentative, and that clearance was full-blooded. Ashlyn Miller absorbing the impact of it. Sakalis body checked, and the whistle goes. Ava Piazza concedes the free kick.
You can see here, Piazza just gets her body into that tackle, not going for the ball at all there.
Well, Kayla Morrison has been booked for dissent. It's interesting because the directive from FIFA is that the captains are the ones who can go in and have a word, and other players, we've seen Ali Reza Fagani in the A-League men's pull out yellow cards for players that aren't the captain, chewing the referee's ear off, but captain's armband, meaningless. Morrison must have said something that upset Caitlin Williams. First yellow card of the game. Morrison back into the action here. Sakalis, Polisina. Throwing down to the corner. Kennedy White. Polisina. Cross blocked by Hayashi. Sakalis, White, low. Taylor Ray.
Come on!
Bunge. Pickett lunging into a pass. Sliced by Varley, only as far as White. Sakalis is there. Polisina frees the feet and fires well wide. You can see the disappointment after the shot goes begging.
You can see here again, Polisina gets on the ball. She knows exactly what she wants to do with it. You can see the frustrations in her face and her body language, because that's her bread and butter there, Teo. We know how good she is and her qualities in and around that box.
Fryer. This is Sian Fryer at her best, sprinting into the penalty area, squaring the ball. What a chance for Daisy Brown to open her Ninja A-League account. And the youngster knows that perhaps could have been Brisbane 1-0.
Great there by Sian Fryer to be able to run with the ball at speed and to be able to pick out Daisy Brown in that dangerous area. Daisy will be disappointed with that. It's just hard when you're running towards the box there and that ball gets squared across you. You've really got to just lock your ankle and put your body over that ball there to try and keep it down.
Credit to Janchevsky. Last-ditch deflection has taken it out for a corner kick. Seidel with the corner, in at the near post, headed away by Bunge. Seidel is first to the ball. Janssen, in at the near post. Oh, so close. Daisy Brown, the ball's following her in the penalty area.
A great opportunity here from Brisbane Roar. Beautiful ball in there by Janssen. Low and hard across the face there. And Daisy Brown gets herself in a great position there, but just can't get a little bit more on it.
10 minutes into the second half, and it's Victory clinging on. A busy penalty area. At the fall of this corner, you can see players shielding their eyes from the sun. The corner is going to be coming out of the shadow. In at the near post again! Brisbane lead! Daisy Brown appears to be claiming it. Was there a touch before it crossed? Brisbane get reward for dominating the first 10 minutes of the second half. And the youngster, Daisy Brown, who had some chances, is on the end of Mariana Seidel's corner.
What a beautiful corner there by Seidel. Beautiful left foot, the way that she swings that in with pace, and just a little bit of confusion there with Daisy Brown just trying to put Newborn under pressure. But what a beautiful, beautiful taken corner.
The Roar, they have won their only visit to the home in the Matildas, and now they are in the box seat to do it again. The ball has gone down the other end for a corner, and Victory are chasing the game. Here's another look at the corner in the meantime. Well, is it an own goal for Laura Pickett? I'm not sure Daisy Brown got a touch on that. Here's the corner at the other end for Victory. Janchevsky swings it in. It was nearly an exchange of own goals out of Medwin for another corner. So repeat corners for Victory, looking for an instant reply. Driven and cleared. Bunge is going to watch it roll out. The assistant referee says it's a Brisbane throw. low. Morrison.
Murray, centre!
Furphy. Free kick victory.
Leah, touch inside 18! Everyone touch inside 18! Chloe, touch inside 18!
Well, Daisy Brown claimed it, Knowles. Are you willing? You are the striker here. Are you willing to give it to your fellow forward?
Absolutely. I just love the way that she's actually put her arm in the air and actually is claiming it. I just love that from the youngster.
Free kick here from Janchevsky. Morrison, and held on to by Lincoln. Ball bounces and Brisbane roll into the attacking half. Morrison, Bunge.
Amy, run up, Amy, run up! Run on, Amy.
Policina. Sakalis. Policina. Janchevsky. Here's Sakalis. Kennedy White. And a free kick. So, tactically, what changes in the game, Knowles? More so from a Brisbane point of view. They've got the lead now. They were well and truly on top when they did score.
I think you can't ride this game off just yet, Teo. We know what Melbourne victory are all about. We've seen their comeback against the Central Coast Mariners in the previous weeks, but I think now with the Brisbane Roar, they need to really just settle into the game here and not rush things too much and really just try and keep possession and be able to counter in those right moments and not being able to rush at things too quickly.
Past the hour mark. Miller to Woods. Medwin getting forward. Medwin, the shot's on here. It's low and it's wide. Newbond scrambling. Wasn't to know perhaps that the shot was going wide of the target.
I think even Medwin was confused when she had that much time and space going into the box there, not knowing. She was in two minds there. What's the next action there? And she does go for the strike, but it was just more of a inside of the foot pass.
Well, it's coming up on a year since Amy Medwin's most recent A-League goal, which was for Western United in January of 2025. Still yet to score for her new club. Sakalis. Janchevsky. Policina. And Varley leaves the ball over the line, so victory with an attacking half throw in. Again, coming out of the shadows, which are creeping across the pitch at the home of the Matildas. White's touch, Sakalis to Janchevsky. Swings in a left-footed cross, but it's cleared at the near post by Varley. Pickett, and blocked away by Sian Fryer. Furphy. Oh, big 50-50, and Fryer wins it against Taylor Ray. Fryer to Ashlyn Miller. Policina took the ball initially, but then ran straight into Alicia Woods, who wins it back. And Brisbane can go here. Medwin's making ground. Nope, the pass was looking further afield for Jansen and couldn't find the Dutch woman, so Victory win possession. Janchevski is going to roll out for a goal kick.
And this is exactly what the Brisbane Roar need to continue to do. Just keep frustrating the Melbourne Victory, not allowing them to build up when they're in possession. And once they do win the possession back, like here they are now, just take it nice and easy, control the game. They're in control.
Janchevski. This time goes backwards with the pass. Bunge. Coming off the head of Piazza and for a victory throw. Rachel Lowe. Blocked by Hayashi. Woods kept her feet as Polisena went to ground. Oh, and Polisena. This could be a bit risky here. Free kick's been given. The referee seems unmoved to give more than a foul, though. And now runs in to survey the scene.
Yeah, you can see here, not going for the ball at all there, and luckily just in the back of the eyes there of the referee.
Yeah, no card.
Policena's lucky to get away with that, to be honest. Definitely should have been a card given. Not going for the ball at all there.
Both teams think it's their throw. Even the ball kid's confused. Ultimately, it ends up in Victory hands. Raw starting from the last line of defence. Chloe Lincoln. Newbon. Trying to go direct, and that's going to go keeper to keeper. And we were discussing that off air at half-time, Kath, that would Victory get a little bit excited with the wind at their backs, and giving possession away like that is a classic example.
Absolutely, and you've got to take the wind in your advantage as well. And given that you've got a player like Kennedy White up front that we know that he's quite speedy and can get in behind defences really, really easily. And unfortunately for today, you know, the Melbourne Victory are struggling to really play out from the back and be able to find those combinations. You can see that the Brisbane Roar have really set up in the middle of the park to be able to create that overload.
Piazza cramped there as she played that pass, thus the slip to the ground, and well, maybe it's cramping both legs because they're both getting stretched here.
It's always a struggle when you haven't played multiple games and you come in trying to play 90 minutes to be able to do that.
Well, Piazza has played 89 minutes for the season, of which 80 were last week, so still very much building into the season after being sparingly used Brisbane's first 7 games of the campaign. But she's back up quickly here, and there doesn't seem to be any activity on the bench for Alex Smith and his subs. They do have Ruby Cuthbert, who is a defender, on the bench, and also Josie Studer, who has been used as a wide defender. There she is getting a tactical briefing here, so maybe the first change will be Piazza off. We'll have to wait and see. Steve's dropping. I just heard, will we do it straight away? That's the discussion going on. I don't think they want to have a single phase of play where it's 11 versus 10 here. But they're not going to get the sub done in time. So Victory have one, perhaps, phase of play, 11 versus 10. Can they make the most of it? Morrison swings the cross in, and Brisbane see it off, and that will allow them to make the substitution.
Shirt on is 22. Coming off.
There's Piazza walking around to the bench. There's Studer. Chloe Lincoln is taking every second possible here to not take this goal kick.
Next up, yeah?
Oh,
Next up.
plays live, so they couldn't get the sub done in time.
Next out.
But if it goes out here, it's going to be a moot point because there's been a head clash and
Do you want to come on?
now we wait for Sian Fry to get back up. She's okay. And now the sub goes through belatedly. So Josie Studer, who has played only 4, 19 and 11 minutes in her last 3 appearances as a sub. So she gets a bit of a bigger chunk of time here. 22 minutes plus stoppage time to come on. Here's another look at the collision between Fryer and Laura Pickett. Now the clock is very quickly becoming Brisbane's friend here, Knowles.
It really is, and they're doing well to be able to manage this game now, and it's important. Again, we always talk about game management and not overplaying things, and Brisbane Roar are really taking that to their advantage today.
Furphy, Pickett, a scoop pass, Seidel, Morrison, Rachel Lowe, now Sophia Sakalis, Janchevski, a tangle, a free kick, but it's outside the box. Benti Janssen backtracking there and conceding a free kick with only centimetres to play with outside the penalty area.
You can see here Janchevski's done really well, been able to get her body in front of Janssen there, and takes her touch in front of her to be able to draw that foul out. A dangerous area here. Policina stand on the ball. Janchevski.
Well,
2 quality free kick takers.
How important is it we're seeing Chloe Lincoln set the wall here? This is where all the goalkeeper training during the week is so important. 3 in the wall. Brianna Policina solo over this free kick. And high over the bar. Well, I think the defensive wall did its job quite well. Forced Policina high, and as soon as it caught the air, it wasn't coming down.
You can see there the way that she's hit that ball, and it's probably not the way that she wanted to hit it. In that instance, you want to go with that the speed of that strike as well, be able to get your body around it, be able to strike it.
So a double change. Holly Furphy comes off for Nikki Flannery, and Sienna Saveska is the other sub. There's Furphy leaving the game on the outer side of the ground. Looks like it might have been Rachel Lowe who was the other player that made way for Saveska. So fresh legs, 2 attack-minded players. What do you make of those changes, Knowles? It wasn't really Rachel Lowe's day out there, and Furphy had a couple of moments. I mean, even hit the woodwork in the first half, but wasn't hugely in the game in the second half.
I think Jeff's looking at the time at the moment and thinks he needs a bit of a change in this game, and we know that Flannery is, you know, quite rapid on the wing, and we know what qualities Sienna Saveska's got. She's that player, she has that X factor, she can turn games around, and I think right now the Melbourne Victory needs something different to their game. They've just been really stale, been able to build up from the back, haven't really had that X factor today.
Ray, Pickett. Lights header on, Seidel, Hayashi. Back to Lincoln. Backspin on the ball here, and a touch as well. Finds its way to Policina. Now Saveska, first touch off the bench, and part of getting up to speed with the game is adjusting to not overhitting the passes, which Saveska has done right there, out for a goal kick.
It always takes a couple of touches to be able to get yourself back into the match and start to get a feel for it, especially with conditions like today as well. And
Ball holds up in the wind. Morrison with a header. Varley, Sakalis, Polisina, 2 Raw defenders on the case. Polisina kept the ball. Saveska, very left-footed, turns onto that left foot, fires into the back of Momo Hayashi. Hayashi unperturbed, able to clear. Janssen nudged off the ball by Janchevsky. And the ball finds its way out. With a deflection, Victory get the throw in. Woods. Bunge. Seidel off balance, but still got a pass up to the halfway line at least. Throw in, clearance. Laura Pickett. Again, shielding the eyes from the sun, waiting for the right option to appear. Hayashi wills herself onto the header, holding pattern at the moment. Taylor Ray asks for the ball short instead. Pickett finds Flannery. And this time, it'll be Brisbane's throw, so they've seen off that defensive scenario. Been able to win possession back. Flannery, the ball takes a big deflection. Lucks a fortune. In crashes Seidel. Saveska frees the feet. A high crossfield pass. Medwin's header holds the ball up. Sakalis sprints onto it here, and well defended Amy Medwin. Oh, maybe not. Referee says corner. Oh, eagle-eyed referee. It looked like a goal kick.
You can't go against the referee, Teo. You can see here, Medwin.
Sakalis was onto it. Medwin was maybe bluffing. Certainly bluffed me. 15 minutes of regulation to go. Victory corner. Raw's goal from a corner. Can Victory answer in kind? In swinger beyond the far post. Bunge. Both teams think it's theirs. Goal kick is the call.
Again, this corner going to the back post here, looking for Bunge.
So Brisbane turning to the bench. Their second change. Kaya Stevenson coming on. It's going to be their second and third change. Stevenson enters the game for Amy Medwin. And Kira Myers, the former Melbourne City player, is also on in a double switch here. Was Daisy Brown not off the pitch yet? There we go. You don't see that every day. Normally you have to wait until the player makes it to halfway. So Daisy Brown, the match winner as things stand. Smith, is he about to record a massive win that'll take Brisbane into the top 6? Flannery tries to use her trademark speed. Varley stops the ball going out for a corner. Pickett, a couple of touches and now across, but it's all Brisbane at the fall. Myers straight off the bench, getting involved. Ball hits the referee. So a drop ball. Drop ball, back live. Polisina. Ray. Passing channels blocked by Miller. Bunge. And Flannery is not going to be able to run that down. So Nikki Flannery did score last time we saw her in an A-League game. It was December the 19th away at Newcastle. So it didn't back up for the Melbourne derby 4 days later. And we didn't see a last time victory played on the 27th either. Free kick here. Stevenson making an impact straight off the bench, but maybe not the way she would have hoped.
The touch just doesn't do her any favours there.
Here's Sakalis shuffling it across. Polisina, and easily saved by Lincoln. Chloe Lincoln looking for a first clean sheet for her new club, the Brisbane Roar. 8 games since she last kept one, which was for Western United in March of 2025. It would be a big statement with Joe Montemuro in the stands as well. Hayashi looking for Fryer, and the ball just has a little too much on it. Bunge bounces over Hayashi, but Raw have cover. Varley stepping up. Newbon. Polisina found by Hayashi. It's clever from Ashlyn Miller. Stops Victory playing the quick pass and allows Brisbane to set up behind the ball. Flannery. Morrison. Kennedy White is not going to chase the ball down. Oh, they're just meandering at the moment, Victory. Feels like other than a couple of set pieces near the top of the box, they've not created too many really threatening chances.
You can see that the Brisbane Roar really have been frustrating them, and you can see there as well with Morrison just looking for that ball in behind for Kennedy White. Not many options in the midfield, not many players looking to want to get on the ball and look to break lines through midfield.
Four shots, 1 on target in the second half for Victory. Contrast that with Raw. 4 shots, 2 on target. So maybe things change here. Flannery is quick, but not that quick. And the groans of the crowd keep telling the story. Victory are readying Ella O'Grady, another attacking sub. They had a very attacking bench coming in today. The question is, who's coming off? It's Sophia Sakalis. This is Jeff Hopkins speaking to Shab Roshan, the 4th official, just a moment ago. You can see the frustration writ large across the coach. Sakalis leaves the game and O'Grady comes on. Scored in that miraculous comeback that Victory had against the Mariners from 3-0 down, the equaliser for 3-3. Her first goal of the season. Ray, White, Flannery bumped off the ball, Fryer, second goal for the Raw here. And you'd think the points are safe. Here's Kira Myers, one of the subs off the bench. Bites her time, Jags inside, still going Myers. And split 2 teammates in the end, but Raw get possession back here. Sian Fryer. Now Ashlyn Miller. Happy to roll down to the corner.
You can see here the Brisbane Roar just taking their time. Sian Fryer just walking nice and slow to take this throw in.
Jink past Flannery, and ball goes out for a throw it again. Brisbane have got the ball down the right end.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming! Momo in front! Momo, don't let it get into his chest!
Stevenson not able to chase the ball down. Goal kick. Clearance from Newbon, bouncing on. Shoulder to shoulder, well played by Josie Studer against the newest sub, Ella O'Grady. Both of them take each other out, tumbling over the line. White surveys the options, is going to shoot from distance, great block. Here Varley stepping up and didn't flinch. And now Kaya Stevenson can launch a counter-attack. Here goes Stevenson, taking on the Victory defence single-handedly. Still Stevenson, Bunch goes to ground. The cutback's on, Jansen was advancing, and it's volleyed away at the last. That might have been Brisbane's moment to kill the game off right there.
What a beautiful run there by Stevenson. She's so in control of that ball when she's running with the ball, and that quality to be able to keep it nice and close while you're dribbling at speed, and then she's not forced into trying to play that ball. She's so calm on the ball. She looks to cut back in and then looks for the cut back in. Great run there by Stevenson.
Victory find themselves deep in defence. The clock's against them here. Melbourne City will be watching on, acutely aware that they go away to Brisbane in the next month, among many fixtures. We might be seeing the emergence of the #1 contender here today. I'm sure Canberra would probably also say that they should be on the list. But Brisbane have got so many games in hand that if they win them, they will fly up the table. Here's Fryer, the cutback, Stevenson! Just behind the step of Stevenson. As we tick into the last 5 minutes, Raw, the chances keep coming.
Some massive chances there for the Brisbane Roar. They need to really put this game away because you're coming up against a quality opponent like the Melbourne Victory. There's plenty of quality players on the pitch. You can't give this game away just yet. There's plenty of players on the pitch for Victory that can get an equaliser here.
One more sub, seemingly getting ready for Victory, but talk us through this chance here.
Beautiful forward run here by Sian Fryer, and Kai Stevenson just overruns that, doesn't hold her position there for the cutback. Sian Fryer knows exactly what she's trying to do, looking for that cutback in, but Stevenson is just one step ahead of that ball just there.
Throwing down the line. Jansen, as the ball breaks to the centre of the Victory defence. Seveska extracts the ball from midfield, but Taylor Ray picked out Josie Studer. Varley back to Lincoln. Looks like we are going to see another sub. Sienna Chisera coming on for Laura Pickett, so fullback coming off for a winger. Maybe Taylor Ray drops a little bit deeper here, but Victory are going for it now. 3 minutes of regulation to go. Varley. Hayashi misses the ball in midfield. Policina. Through ball, Kennedy White, saved by Lincoln. Massive save. And that first clean sheet of the season gets another save closer.
Just a missed pass here by the Brisbane Roar. What a beautiful ball here by Policina in for Kennedy White. Terrible defending there by the Brisbane Roar, but a beautiful save by Chloe Lincoln to keep her side in this game.
2 minutes of regulation. Throw in from Yanchevsky off the head of Hayashi. Yanchevsky, O'Grady. Saveska. Saveska's pass. Policina rolling one way, then the other. White. O'Grady. Flannery committed but didn't collect the ball. And the Brisbane defence were lined up to clear. Claudia Bunge. Taylor Ray. Now Morrison. Often Morrison gets thrown forward in these situations, but she stays back for now. Studer heads away. Bouncing over the head of Taylor Ray. Saveska. And Ray, that pass forces Teixeira backwards. Teixeira hoping for Flannery, but it is just hope. And that takes us into the last minute of the 90.
We have to give credit here to Brisbane Roar. From the start of this match, you can see defensively they set out with a plan. Alex Smith moved the pieces around, knowing that he's out without his main stars in this team. Tamika Yallop, Grace Kualamu, Zara Kruger, 3 main players in this team. But the way that he set this team up today, he's done fantastic. And again, the game's not over yet, Teo, but you've got to give credit to Alex Smith and his team.
Brisbane Roar lasted the double in the same season over Melbourne Victory in the 2012-13 season. It's been a very long time since they beat the Victory home and away in the same season. But they are closing in on it here. How many minutes of stoppage time until the finish line for the Roar? 4 more minutes for Victory to keep chasing the game. 4 more minutes for Victory. 4 more minutes for Brisbane to keep defending.
Brisbane just needs to stay focused here. They need to hold on to this.
Teixeira's throw, Seidel combining with Fryer. The ball breaks high. It rolls to Policina. Policina goes to ground. Referee waved it away immediately. Assertive call. And the crowd may continue to groan, but Caitlin Williams was right on it. Policina gets up. Here's Courtney Newbon roaming into midfield. Newbon up the middle. O'Grady over the shoulder. White. Policina. And Lincoln is there again.
Fantastic take there by Lincoln. She's been really, really good this game. She's been assertive. Again here, you see the fall in the box here by Policina. Throws her arm in the air, looking for the penalty. It's not enough for Melbourne Victory today.
Tangle of legs in the shadow. Free kick Victory. Ashlyn Miller. Ultimately, the players break apart, but it wasn't friendly. Here's the free kick for Victory. Morrison to take. Drives it to the penalty spot. It falls in the box. Flannery. Out it goes. Here was the tangle between Yanchevsky and Miller. Just a bit of a war of words.
Both players looking to win the ball, trying to stay in the match for their team, and Policina coming across to protect Yanchevsky.
Now at this late stage, maybe a draw is the best Victory can do. 2 more points, if not 3 more points dropped here. And this would be, if the scoreline holds, their 5th defeat of the season. And you'd have to think, unless there is an unprecedented surprise, Melbourne City are out of sight, at least as far as Victory are concerned this season. Having dropped just the 5 points so far this season. Teixeira down the line. Seveska. Cleared again. Last minute of stoppage time. Brisbane closing in.
Josie right, he's right.
Newbon. Straight up the middle. Emphatic defensive header. Well done by Miller. Bunge. Flannery. Well, left the ball behind. Sian Fryer takes it away. Will that be enough for the Roar? Fryer. Does she take it to the corner? Or does she attack for a second? Bunge, stand-up tackle, free kick. That might just about do it.
I think that's just about game over here, Teo. Brisbane Roar again have been fantastic, especially in this second half. Sian Fryer just showing her qualities here, just trying to keep that ball, and Bunge just drawing that foul there.
And indeed, Brisbane take it down to the corner. How generous is the referee feeling as stoppage time expires? Fryer comes away with the ball again and falls to the ground. Teixeira. Seveska's able to clear. And the full-time whistle goes. Brisbane Roar jump into the top 6 and do the season double-over victory. And the home of the Matildas is Brisbane's home away from home. Only their second visit, and they have won on both occasions that they have come to the venue. A goal from a corner, Daisy Brown credited with it, and Melbourne victory, a day of toil, ends with a blank in front of their name. Brisbane Roar get the win. And as they jump into the top 6, with either 2 or 3 games in hand on most of the teams in the top 6, they may have re-announced themselves as contenders for this season. Full time at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne victory 0, Brisbane Roar 1. Catherine Connolly, as we get into the highlights and look at some of the key incidents in the game, give us your thoughts just in general on what this could do for Brisbane Roar from here.
This is a massive 3 points for the Brisbane Roar. The way that they defended as a team, the way that they went forward as a team, to be able to hold on to this 1-0 lead in this game is a massive, massive result for the Roar.
So this is still in the first half. Daisy Brown having a sider there. This was also Momo Hayashi wreaking havoc